loves, it's Lacey and welcome to our space. So today, like the title says, we are going to be doing some wedding centerpiece DIYs. So let's get started. First of all, we are going to be using some hurricane vases from Dollar Tree. I do have one taller one here that came from Walmart. I also have some candlesticks of different varieties from Dollar Tree. I'm showing you some metal ribbon here, but we don't end up using it. Sorry. I also am showing you some of the leather from the Crafter Square for like Cricut. We're going to be using in white. Here's some ribbon too that you can use instead of the leather if you can't find it. I have various florals from Dollar Tree here, and I have this lamb's ear from Hobby Lobby. Dollar Tree does have their own version, but I prefer that one. And then I have this craft paper, which is like vellum from Hobby Lobby as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of the hurricane lanterns, and then I'm taking the same kind of lantern. It's the taller one that came from Walmart. We're going to put a ton of hot glue in between, and we're going to glue the taller one to the shorter Dollar Tree one. Now I only have one taller Walmart one, and then next I'm going to take another Dollar Tree one and a second one from Dollar Tree. So these are the same height, and I'm going to glue those to each other. Then next I have another Dollar Tree one, but I don't have another size one. So I did have a empty Bath and Body Works 3-wick candle, and you can see it's a little wider at the bottom. So I glued those two together. I was looking for a candlestick in my collection the same size, but I did not have one. If you have one, this would work a little better. Then I'm going to take and cut strips of the leather in 3.5 inches, the short way. As you can see, I do 3 of them. Next, I pulled out of my stash these Eek tool scissors. They're like scrapbooking scissors, and they have 2 different patterns that will cut through like craft paper and stuff. I'm going to use them to cut the edges off of this leather. The leather's really super thin. If you're using thicker leather, these may not work, but these were in the Crafter Square section at my Dollar Tree. I've had them for a little bit, but I thought it'd be nicer to have a kind of feathered out edge. So if you have some heavy duty scrapbooking scissors, it will work. So I only cut off this little bit, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can see the middle here is a little bit thicker, and I'm going to do that to both sides of all of the leather, just the long sides, not the shorts. Then I'm going to glue them in the middle so we cover up where they're connected. You can do this with ribbon, like I showed you. Dollar Tree has that burlap ribbon, or I was going to put down some of that kind of, it was like chicken wiry like ribbon, and then the burlap first, but then I remembered I had this leather, so I thought I'd use this instead. So I just glued it around that center section, and I'm showing you how I did the one that they're not the same size. I folded the leather in half and cut it in half. It doesn't have to be perfect, just with some scissors. And I'm going to glue the first piece to the Dollar Tree hurricane vase that we have upside down, because that's the bottom of this one. Then I'm going to glue the next piece, making sure that the cut edge is on the top for this one and the cut edge is on the bottom for the Dollar Tree one. And I'm going to make sure they kind of meet up like they're one piece. However, as you can see, since that one's wider, there's going to be a gap. Now I'm going to take my craft paper and I'm going to cut these long ways 2.5 inches thick. I want 3 of these, and you get 3 out of 1 sheet. These are smaller pieces of craft paper. Now I'm going to wrap it around one of them. Well, actually, first, I forgot. I am going to take the other scissors that I have that have a wavy pattern, and I'm going to cut off the edges on this. Just a little bit, just the edge. So I have a different pattern to this. The other ones, I probably could have did this both with the wavy pattern, but I had already decided to do the more intricate pattern on the first ones. And I'm going to do the same exact thing, is glue these down around. And I'm showing you that they pretty much look the same on both sides. One side's a little tiny bit darker, but it doesn't make a difference which way that you glue them down. So I'm using my little red spatula that's from Dollar Tree so I don't burn my fingers with the vellum because it's very thin and my hot glue is super hot with my Ryobi hot glue gun with Gorilla Glue. So once you get it that far, this is what it looks like. This is so simple to do. And here I am now letting my OCD get the better of me. You guys know how extra I am. I did not like that little gap, so I had some of the leather left over and I cut a little tiny square to cover it up. This is so unnecessary. You do not have to do that. But you guys know me, like I just said, I'm also going to take a piece of the craft paper and cover it up as well. So now I have all three of my candle holder centerpieces ready. You can see that all of the bottoms are the same length and then the tops are all different. I did want a higher one, but we've already discussed that, so I may change it out later, but for this video, this is what we're working with. So now next, I'm going to take my longest one here and I'm going to put a block of wood down in front of it so it doesn't roll on me. It's just a little thing that I do on circular pieces, and we are going to use some of the lamb's ear that I have here. You can see that section came off in 3s, and then there's some that are 2s, and then some that are just 1 piece. I'm going to start gluing them down to where the 2 pieces of leather and craft paper connected to cover that up. That's why we didn't have to worry about it. And I'm just putting it on to kind of make a circular section going around it. You can do yours any kind of way you want if you want to make something similar. Now I'm also pulling off all of the leaves off this kind of purple eucalyptus. It also had some very little picks that are like berries on it, and I'm going to be using some of those on each one of these as well. So I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just putting them in how I like them. I want the color to be variegated, but I am making sure that the lighter purple color faces up because the backs of these kind of look like a pinky purple that I don't like. So then after I get these on, I was going to go ahead and just use the florals I showed you, but I found these picks in my stash. This is Dollar Tree white roses, but I really like this fancy pick that came from Joann's on clearance last year, and I'm taking off the rose on that and then some of the dark green leaves, and I'm going to glue with my Ryobi hot glue gun, my big bad boy that I have Gorilla Glue in, this rose that's kind of a coral color right in the center. Then I'm going to peel off some of the Dollar Tree flowers, and I don't know what these are called, but they sell them every year, and they come in white and in pink, and these are the white ones. They have little purple lines on them, so I'm going to tuck them in on the sides. It helps cover up some of the areas that there's no floral or no leaves on each side, and I have 6 of them, so I'm going to put 2 on each candle holder. Then I'm going to use these little tiny kind of berry picks that came off the purple ones. There's 6 of those as well. So I'm going to put 2 of them kind of kitty corner from each other on each one of the candle holders as well. And then all of the flowers, the roses, came with some green leaves. And so I thought these would work nicely because they match with the flowers to give just a different pop of green color. And they don't lay perfect, so I cut them off individually. I found out I have to do that here to make them lay the way I would like, because you know my OCD was bugging me and I did not like that they were all bunching up. So I do that to both sides just by turning it around, and then after I get those on, I am actually kind of done with this one. I do have enough eucalyptus that I put in a few more pieces after, but I'm not even going to bother to show you guys that because this is personal preference for this. Literally, you can make this any kind of way you want. Next, I have these little push lights. You can see this one's glowing white. That can be red, green, and purple. I thought I was going to use the purple, but I really didn't like that color. They came from Amazon and they are battery operated, which is going to be great for this project. I'm going to take and glue them down in the bottom, the top of the bottom, because it's upside down, and then turn them on to white. I do have the remote for these, but I'm just going to push them on for you so you can see. And I'm going to do that to all 3 of them. It's just a little hot glue and you can take them out later. They should just peel right out, or you can use a heat gun to loosen the glue. Then I am showing you that these are Dollar Tree mirrors. I'm covering them up not to blind you at first. And these can set right on top of them, which helps reflect the light back up into the candle holder. I love these 2 patterns, but they do have a 3rd one, and I will be showing you that one in just a second. And I think these will be really pretty at a formal event. You could do all the same pattern, or you could mix them up like these. Now the middle one's not my favorite, just because I really like the swirly ones, but you could get all the same, though I do believe if you buy them by the case, they will come assorted. Next, I'm showing you here that I have some floating candles. They come 2 in a pack, and these are from Dollar Tree as well. I already put water in the smallest, the shortest of these vases, and I'm just showing you that they fit in there perfectly. Don't worry, I know I'm showing you all of this from above, but I'm going to show you what they look like in just a minute. I also have one of the candlesticks that I showed you in the beginning, and they fit in here perfectly too. And you can use like either a regular tapered candle or a fat short one like I had. And they also fit these like tea light holders, and you can put a tea light or a Voltum in those. I have them all 3 set up with a different kind of candle in the top, and they are sitting on the mirrors. I think these turned out really lovely, and even though this is not my favorite pattern, I still like what it looks like. And these are kind of in a champagne color, though you could tape off the mirrors and paint them any color to match your decor or your event that you're holding. I'm making these for wedding DIY, but you can use them for an anniversary, birthday party, shower, baby shower, wedding shower, any kind of event that you're having, or even just as home decor. And as you can see, the light from the candle is lit, but the light from underneath is coming up all the way through the glass, and it makes it really lovely. I have on some light here with this, but I'm going to turn the lights down in a little bit, even more, so you can see what they look like. And in this one, I'm using that candle holder, but I decided to turn it upside down, and it makes the candle sit in there even deeper. And you should make sure that your flame, if you're going to be using a real candle, is all the way inside the vase and doesn't come above it. Now, the floating candle, it did a little, and this, it does a little. But you could use an LED candle from the Dollar Tree that has a flicker in it, and you don't have to worry about an open flame at all. So then next, I decided to remove the mirrors on the bottom, and this is the way I absolutely love them, and probably how I'm going to utilize them. I'm going to change them to a different configuration, but before that, I wanted to show you with the tea light holder in it. I absolutely love how this looks, and it's also battery operated, because a regular tea light wouldn't last the night if you were using this for an event. Then I also remembered I had these fairy lights that are submergible. You can put these down in water in a vase, and so I decided I needed to put those in the middle vase. This is the one I keep switching out, as you can see, and do a floating candle on top, which I know there is way too much water in this. I'm going to be taking some out here in a second. to show you because you really don't want the flame coming out of the candle holder. So here I've taken out some water as much as I could get out in this without starting it over. And I placed them all grouped together in the center, like a centerpiece on a wedding table. You could put this down on a mirror to help it reflect up, or you could do any kind of charger underneath it, and I think it would be really, really pretty. Also, if you don't like the florals on it, doing the leather and the craft paper, then you could add in that metal ribbon from Dollar Tree along the middle, and then maybe your initials of who you're getting married to. It would be really pretty. I also wanted to show you that if you did it that way, you could take and put some greenery across the bottom. I think this is way too much with the florals that are already on this, but it would elevate it to a new level if you maybe did a rhinestone brooch or a picture of you guys on the front of each one of the candles, something like that. Even the numbers of the table instead of the florals. There is so many possibilities with this, just with the hurricane vases from Dollar Tree and a Walmart. So that is it for this DIY. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And if you aren't a subscriber here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and hang out with us for a while. And I will catch you in my next video. Bye, loves.